Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a quick video teardown lesson on how to stand out in your market and get people to want the thing you're selling. So we're looking right now at the sales page for Belinda Bailey. Belinda's a women's relationship love coach. Um, and actually, one of the first sales pages I ever wrote was for her. And I was just curious to see what she's up to. So here we are. And there's one thing she does really well in her sales page that I touched on in my Mark Manson article on Friendly Authority and wanted to dive into it here. A, because it's good to see more examples of it done well, and B, because there's subtle nuances to how to stand out and um, create that desire using the mechanism we're going to talk about. That it's good to drill down and make sure you do it right. So we'll start off Belinda's sales page. She comes out with a clear, direct promise that's exactly what the reader wants. Learn how to find and keep love. Now, the problem with a headline like that, for most people, is it sounds exactly like every other love and relationship coach in the market. Anyone else teaching women how to improve their relationships is going to be making that claim. So what Belinda does that's very smart is she has her own unique mechanism, her own tools for doing that, which she calls the love codes. So by having her own system, like her own special thing, does a couple things. One, it makes this promise more believable because she's not just making a claim, she's giving the feature, the mechanism for how to do that. Two, it increases desire and curiosity in the reader because the reader's going, what the hell are love codes? Tell me about that. And it's specific to her. Nobody else is teaching love codes. This is something, if you want to learn that system, you've got to go to Belinda. So that's something you can do in your own marketing. Instead of just making a promise, you want to create a specific system, specific mechanism for how you're going to do that. And then if you scroll down to the way Belinda introduces her love codes, she kind of does the same thing. She makes each code a specific thing also. So like code 1, attractive persuasion. Code 2, hero activation. Code 5 is the vulnerability loop. Like each code is also its own thing that you would want in itself. So by making it a thing, like it's a tangible thing, it becomes more real, and it's not just some vague promise. So now the way Belinda introduces these concepts is smart. She'll here's code 1, attractive persuasion, and then she doesn't just gloss over it and move on to the next code. She gives the benefit that you'll get from that specific code. Or like the reason why you should give a shit about it. So, attractive persuasion will get men to patiently pursue you. Vulnerability loop, how to be vulnerable and feel safe, how to trust men for real. The new paradigm, why should you care about that? Because he'll step up and fall deeply in love while you stay safe. So really smart. This is a great formula for any of your sales bullets, is just to say like the feature of your product and what it does. And it also works in this context of, if your feature is a unique mechanism, a thing you made up that you gave a name to, that you've got proprietary ownership of, then you can introduce that and then give the specific, what it does, the benefit you get from it. Now, one change I might want to make here. First, she introduces the love codes without really saying where they came from. Like it would be really great, I think, just to have a couple lines just being like, hey, these are things I learned from my, years of taking workshops myself, and coaching with dozens, hundreds of women. I've created these love codes, and if you stick to this, you can't help but fall in love with Prince Charming and all that stuff. So yeah, one would just be to be like, if you're going to create something, introduce the origin, where it comes from. Don't just kind of like throw it out there as something for like them that they should have already known. Like you got to teach them what the hell it is. And the second thing is actually a similar point. So for hero activation, like that's a cool name. This is the second love code. That's a pretty cool name that'll like attract interest and like, okay, what are we talking about exactly? And the benefit, the reason why you should care, she goes on to explain it as your inner innate wisdom activates the hero within him. To me, that reads as kind of vague. You know, there's no, women aren't walking around being like, oh, I want to activate the hero within a man. You know, hero's a cool concept, but it's not at the top of their mind. You're kind of bringing it in from out of left field. And if you do that, you've got to explain a bit more what you're talking about. Just make it really clear. You know, you don't, the minute people get confused, they're not going to buy. So you don't want to sacrifice clarity for anything really. So I might rewrite this just to be clear on what hero activation means. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what is this hero within? So I might rewrite something like, you know, hero activation, learn how to express your wants and desires in a way that gets him to happily fulfill them. And then maybe even a concrete example, like something in parentheses, like, you know, you'll never have to ask him for a romantic dinner out. He'll just know and take you. Or, you know, you'll never again be arguing about who has to take you'll never again have to yell at him to take the trash out. Like, he'll just do it. Something to just drive home the point of what we're talking about. Maybe give a clear, vivid example that makes them go, ooh, yeah, that's exactly what I want in my relationship. Yeah, so to recap, if you want to stand out, don't just make the same promise. Have your own specific mechanism to deliver that promise. Have your unique system or process or method, and explain where that process or method, how it came about, and then have the specific benefits. You know, if you break down pieces of it like Belinda did, a great way to do that is just to name the parts of this process, like the mechanism, and then the benefit you get from that, and make sure that is clear and understandable and in terms that they understand, that they know, and of what they want. All right, I'm rambling. Hopefully this was helpful and clarified how to use this whole mechanism process, which I should probably give a name, but I don't know. It's so well known that I just look like a weirdo. All right, I'm just rambling. I'm gonna leave. Hope you learned something. Leave a comment if any of this, if you have any questions below, or if anything was insightful, let me know. I've got more videos and hopefully less rambling, more articles over at thepdcopywriter.com for insights and what works well in copy in the personal development market. So check that out, and I will see you later. Peace.